I think this is about sovereign citizens, so let's watch this, because the crazy guy that shot the cops is one of those sovereign citizens weirdos, so we're gonna watch. Protest rallies planned across Australia as police warn of potential violence. Although I think this is the March for Australia thingy that's on tomorrow. So, I don't know. Let's have a look-see. Let's have a look. We have sovereign citizens in Australia? Yeah, because our right wing copies America's right wing. Our right wing are like weirdos that want to be American. Like, they love Trump and they love, like, I don't know. What was my question? Are you an only child? Are you going to inherit all of your dad's houses and stuff? Are they all going to be yours one day, Delta? Are you going to be rich? Are you going to be rich one day? Think about it. Think about all the houses. You get your mummy's house, your daddy's house, your daddy's houses. Delta's just over here collecting houses. You know what I get? I get a quarter of nothing, Delta, because my family are poor. I get a quarter of freaking nothing. And I'll never get back the money that my parents owe me. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love being born into a poor family. It's awesome. All right. Protest rallies planned across Australia. I think this is the March for Australia, but some of our sovereign citizens decide to try and quote US law to the cops, and you just find it funny how stupid it sounds. Yeah. I don't think they realize the differences in our legal system. I don't think they understand. The emoji is your answer. Yeah, I know. I looked at them. Or they use the Magna Carta. Yeah. Yes, it would be good to quote maybe contemporaneous legislation, but hey, that's just me as somebody that actually has a legal qualification. That's what I would do. Sure, we both have roots in the British customary system. Well, yeah, we're both common law systems, but Australia has a Westminster legal system, and we are also a constitutional monarchy. So why we both have constitutions, we're both countries that are constitutionally based. Ours is formatted very, very differently to theirs. So anyway, it's convoluted, but my point is, like, I have a Juris Doctor, which is a postgrad law degree, and I still wouldn't feel comfortable. I don't practice law. I still wouldn't feel comfortable quoting random pieces of legislation. Like, I'm a social worker as well, so there's certain pieces of legislation like Mental Health Act and things like that I could quote very well, and I have to quote that for my job, and like child protection legislation that I obviously have to know for my job. But I'm not going around telling freaking cops what to do. When cops are talking to me, I just say, yes, officer, no, officer, please don't hurt me, officer, I'm too young to die, don't shoot. That's typically what I do, because I don't have time to be assaulted by the police, you know? Look, my makeup is beautiful, and I want to a social worker saved your ass thousands of dollars earlier this year. Oh, I'm really glad to hear that. We do try and help people. So it is nice when we can help people. That's why we do our job, to help people. Because we're just so nice. We're just so nice and cute and cool. What can I say? All right, let's get into, the protests.
Around the country are preparing to use their democratic right to protest at community rallies across Australia's capital cities tomorrow. But the marches have police and some political leaders on edge, fearful that rallies intended to be peaceful could be hijacked and turn violent.
A day of protest, with conflicting rallies sweeping the country. March for Australia is adamant tomorrow they're fighting for the nation, releasing this video statement.
We're going to have Australians across the country.
Do I show up as a VTuber model to my clients? No, that would be hilarious though. No, I do not. I show up as my real self. That is a petite, loudmouth little goth girl. You know, that's what I look like. Yeah, dirty stash. Yeah, and this kid's a millionaire. This kid's parents have created the housing crisis by having 30,000 empty investment properties. And then he's like, hey guys, let's blame the immigrants. It's like, if he put four people in each of his empty properties, there would be no homeless people in Australia. So it's pretty funny. What a Darrow. What a freaking flog. What an absolute fuckwit.
Test. With conflicting rallies sweeping the country, March for Australia is adamant tomorrow they're fighting for the nation, releasing this video statement.
We're going to have Australians across the country uniting and marching for an end to mass immigration. No one on our side has any violent intention. The purpose of the march is to demonstrate peacefully. All the calls for violence have come from counter-protests.
Do you reckon this kid mews? Where's Pseudomastix? We need to get Pseudomastix's opinion on whether this kid mews. Because Pseudomastix knows all about the kids mewing in his house. In his house? In his class. Not in his house. Where did that come from? No, Pseudomastix is a professional teacher that does not have students in his house. I assume he doesn't. I need to, Ozpill is his name. Yeah, Fuckwit is his name. Freaking... He looks like he's just smoked hella weed and just woke up. He looks like he's been punched in the nose. That looks like a boxer's nose. That looks like he had a punch to the front of the face. Probably at private school. He probably got punched at private school.
But March for Australia has some leaders worried.
I've spoken to countless people who don't want to leave home tomorrow because they're scared of what might happen.
Across the country in Brisbane, Townsville, Sydney, Melbourne, Canberra, Hobart, Adelaide, Perth and Darwin, they'll march for 2 hours. Organisers say it's a family event.
These anti-immigration rallies are specifically targeting people from our Indian and Southeast Asian communities.
It's the Jewish community today, it's the Indian, the Chinese community tomorrow. Where does it stop?
Others are taking to the streets in opposition.
We want to have a very loud march, a march as loud as possible to send a very clear message that the kinds of things that March for Australia are talking about are not welcome.
It's about standing up to racism and fascism, both here in this country and in Gaza. That's what we're fighting. It's the same fight.
The federal opposition leader today backing the right to
There's no leaders for the Melbourne one and no marshals. Yeah, but people will probably still rock up, I reckon. You know, they had a Nazi march. At the very least, I reckon the Nazi boys in their little masks, in their little masky poos, they'll show up and I don't know, do stuff, do things. We'll see. It's Suzanne with 2 S's. Susan with 2 S's is here. Oh, look, guys. She's amongst the gum trees. She's one of us. She's a koala. Let's hear what she has to say.
Protest, but that must be done peacefully and respectfully. There is no place for violence, racism or intimidation.
Thousands of police will be out in force.
If there is violence, police will be there and make sure that they protect the rule of law.
And spare a thought for Sydney. With 4 major events along with the march, refugee and Palestinian supporters will also be out. And then there's the Sydney Marathon with a record 35,000 runners. Police stretched to the limit. Their overtime costs almost $2 million taxpayer dollars.
Authorities stress if you don't need to be in the city tomorrow, don't go. But there are some who don't have a choice, those going to work.
In Queensland,
Multicultural communities are frightened. They're frightened and tomorrow they will be laying low. They will be not opening their shops and they will not be going to work.
I have South Asian heritage and I find it disgusting, quite frankly, that the Premier hasn't condemned this racist rally.
Advocates insisting the wrong people are being blamed.
We're here to make the case, that those problems have got nothing to do with migrants and refugees and have got everything to do with, with government policies.
Phoebe Murray, 10 News.
Ooh, what's going to happen? I think there's going to be a lot of punch-ons tomorrow, but I don't know. I will be home safely inside my house like the little pussy that I am because I'm sick and I'm small and I don't want to die. So, Melbourne's getting smashed by storms. I know. I tried walking to the gym last night. It was horrific. I think I'm sick. I think I got a cold. Everyone feels sorry for me. I'm dying, guys. It's hard. It's hard out here. I'm not going tomorrow? No. I don't go to anything. I'm going to be streaming. I'm going to be doing Spooky Sunday tomorrow. Right-wing protests in the UK also begging Trump to stay out of the UK. It was funny to see. Yeah. Pardon me. I'm so tired. Fair enough. You thought about going, but you don't know. No, don't go, Delta. Don't go, Delta. Stay out of trouble, please. Delta, you're a good boy. There are other ways, to make your opinions heard. I just think there's going to be protesters and counter-protesters, and it's going to be violent. And you don't want to get caught up in anything, Delta. You don't want to get a criminal record. It will affect you for the rest of your life. So, yeah. Like I understand the sentiment. of wanting to go. Nobody's going to do shit. Do you know how much Australians like to punch each other? Do you know how... Have you ever been to an Australian pub? We like to punch each other. We are a very punchy people. We like to punch each other in the face. It's gonna kick off. I don't know how to say your name. Jacala? Yeah, sounds like a good time. I mean, usually it is a good time, but there's gonna be lots of cops. When there's no cops, it's fine. It's fine. But when there's cops, you know, you could end up. Jack is fine. Okay, I'm just gonna call you Jack. Yeah. When there's no cops, it's fine, but there's going to be a lot of cops, and yeah, you don't want a criminal record. It can affect your employment and stuff like that in the future. So, Delta needs to be a good boy and not go to the protest. That's my advice. See, Delta, I'm already like a stepmom to you. Do you feel like me and your rich dad would get along? Dicky. Oh yeah, this was cool. This is like archival footage of a family in the 1970s that bought a house in Mount Druitt for like, I don't know, $6,000 or something. And it's just really interesting to see like how much the cost of living has changed. This was really interesting. I did watch this. This was interesting. Let's reflect. Let's reflect on a Western Sydney family in the 1970s.
What class would you put yourself in?
Just in the normal working class people, you know, just... No, I don't think I feel, you know, any different between any other body. You know.
This is an old Four Corners video showing what it was like to be a working class family in Australia in the 1970s. And it's gone viral.
My vampire stepmom started VTubering and I can't escape her teasing. Yep, accurate.
When this house in Mount Druitt was bought 12 years ago, it cost just over $6,000, and the mortgage repayments are a mere $31 a month.
This was the family of 8 that caught
$31 a month for your mortgage, please.
Everyone's attention. The Vandervoorts from Mount Druitt. The couple bought their house in the 1960s for around $6,000, which is around $96,000 in today's money. Monthly repayments were $31, which is around $270 today. They supported 6 children, aged between 8 and 19. Viewers today were stunned at how much the great Australian dream has changed. Even adjusted for inflation, their monthly mortgage was less than the average weekly rent in 2025. But the craziest detail was that the home was less than the owner's yearly salary.
Case Vandervoort is 45. He's a mechanic, and in June this year, he paid tax on an income of $8,500.
Now, Mount Druitt doesn't have the most prestigious reputation. You often hear the boomer argument that young people could do what the Vandervoorts did if they lived in a less desirable area.
The starting point for a first home buyer is to get a good...
Yeah, it says Joe Hockey, whose fucking wife works for fucking Goldman Sachs or... No, Deutsche Bank. His fucking wife works for Deutsche Bank. They fucking live in Hunters Hill. It was at one point the most expensive suburb in Australia. Oh, you know what happened to Hunters Hill? They were supposed to dump all this like nuclear waste in Western Sydney, but they dumped it in Hunters Hill instead. Ha ha ha, you got poisoned. You meant to poison us, but you poisoned yourself. And that's what you get, rich people. Sorry. My evil side is coming out, you know. I haven't fed today, guys. I haven't fed. I need some blood. Joe destroyed the car industry, Hockey. He destroys everything. He eats everything. Joe Hockey eats everything in his way. Did you know that Joe Hockey is Palestinian? Did you guys know that Joe Hockey is Palestinian? I'm not joking. He is. Joe Hockey's father was Palestinian Armenian. Hockey was born the youngest of 4 siblings in North Sydney to an Aussie mother, Beverly, and a Palestinian Armenian father who was born in Palestine. He is Palestinian. He should speak out for the Palestinian people. Anyway, I just remembered that. I just remembered that tidbit, guys.
Job, it pays good money.
But today, the median house price for Mount Druitt in 2025 is over...
That's what that house costs you now. That's what that house costs you now. And adjusted for inflation with what they paid for it, $9,000. So they bought that place for $9,000 with today's money, and it costs you $1 million with today's money with the way the housing price has a balloon. So yeah, it's all rigged against us, you know. It's all bullshit. We're never going to be able to do it. It was rigged from the start.
That's more than 10 times the average full-time salary. Australia's housing crisis shows no signs of slowing down. The government just announced that it would fast-track its 5% deposit scheme to October to help first-home buyers crack the market. But some critics say that'll just drive up house prices even further. So, is the great Australian dream dead? Maybe the only trick left is to be born in a different generation.
Or to marry a DILF. Let's all go out and find a DILF. Yeah, I thought that was interesting. I thought that was interesting and demoralizing and depressing and all the rest of it. Time to get your time machine built. Yeah, if you do crack time travel, Raven, you need to let us know. We all need to go back in time and get Harbourfront. What we need to do is go back to when the midget subs went into Sydney Harbour and house prices around Sydney Harbour crashed. We all buy property around Sydney Harbour and we leave it to ourselves in the future. And then we've all got like $100 million houses that we got for like 2 pennies or whatever the fuck money they had in there in that time. I don't know. That's what we need to do, guys. Don't worry. You'll go back and put some stuff in people's name, including yourself, and come back to live here richer. Yeah. Thank you. I will really appreciate it. I would really appreciate it if you could leave me some harbor property. Oh, and buy stocks. Go back to like the 80s and buy stocks in Microsoft. Buy like, you know, yeah, dude. Oh, dude. We could do so many things. All the pharmaceutical companies as well. Go back in time and buy stock in all the pharmaceutical companies. Guys, we could be so rich. Think about we would do good things with our money. We could change the world. We need to do this. It's up to you, Raven. The future is in your hands. We can make everything right again. Bloody Howard. Bloody Howard indeed. Fucking John Howard. What a fucking piece of poo-poo. Get lottery numbers and go back and win? Yeah. Lottery numbers would be good, but I feel like there's so much more lucrative ways to make money than the lottery if like you have a time machine. I feel like get enough lottery money to buy enough stock in like something that's gonna go insane. Bitcoin would be really good to get in on the ground floor. Bitcoin would be insane. Microsoft, things like that. Companies like that just exploded.